Kevin McCarthy, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, announced there will be an impeachment inquiry into Biden Incorporated. And that was met with support from rank-and-file members, including the House Freedom Caucus, Scott Perry, chairman, including members of the House Oversight Committee like Nancy Mace, who wants to see the big guys' bank records and believes that this collaboration between the chairman of the House Oversight Committee, that would be Jim Comer, the chairman of the Judiciary Committee, that would be Jim Jordan, chairman of Ways and Means, that would be Jason Smith, can help facilitate that occurrence. And here's how Senator Slingblade from Pennsylvania reacted to the news of the impeachment inquiry.
Ask you about this news that Speaker McCarthy has formally launched an impeachment or has said he's going to.
Oh my God, really? Oh my gosh, it's devastating. Ooh, don't do it. Please don't do it. Oh no.
So we're going to run back to the office, but
That's his aide trying to spare him from making a bigger fool out of himself than he just did, because he's like, oh no. And he's wearing, of course, the signature hoodie and shorts.
And then he
the Senate. Oh my God.
Then he went to get some French fried taters after that because he likes them.
I like them French fried potatoes.
Yeah, he does.
That is so.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like the lead character of Breaking Bad now because he shaved off the goatee and it just has the mustache and
we'll
save him from himself.
Senator
please.
Slingblade come to regret that mockery. For more on this and other topics, economic, please be joined by Steve Moore, economist, author of Govzilla. Steve, thanks for joining us.
Good morning, guys.
The right move by the House Speaker and House Republicans to proceed to the next step here?
Well, I'm undecided about it. I don't know all the facts. I think some inquiry into all of the mounting evidence against Hunter and Joe and the relationship they had financially, it does look like it was a pay-to-play scheme. And so I'm all in favor of moving forward with this, but I don't want the attention diverted to what Joe Biden has done to the American economy. Now, I'm an economist, so I guess everything, looks like an economic issue. But when you have the poverty rate rising faster than any other year in 30 years, that's a really bad number. When you have family incomes falling last year under Bidenomics, which he says is a big success, by almost $3,000 for family incomes. I mean, that's a big, big deal. And I think those are the kind of kitchen table issues that people care most about. By the way, the other one I think you're probably aware of is the child poverty rate, because, Joe Biden always talks about how much he cares about the children. The child poverty rate doubled.
Well, it's so bad. I mean, Governor Kemp from Georgia declared a state of emergency over inflation. What do you think about that?
Well, we just got some new numbers in this morning, literally just a few minutes ago. So I'm still trying to go through them and figure out what exactly, these numbers mean. But what's going on now is, by the way, just as an aside, you probably heard this term core inflation. Do you know what that is, Amy, core inflation?
No.
Okay, I'm not surprised because most people don't
Sorry,
know.
I don't.
This is
I'm honest.
this is just one of these fancy economic terms that makes no sense. So core inflation, you're going to love this, Amy. So core inflation is the inflation rate, but what they take out is the price of energy and gas and food. And I've always thought, well, hold on. This is what everybody's buying. We spend most of our money on gas and energy and food. So why would you take that out? Oh, because that's volatile in price. So anyway, they keep talking about, well, core inflation is down. Yeah, but if you looked at what the gas price is, I don't know what what are you paying now there in the Chicago area?
Well, downtown is $4.45, premium $5.09. Out in the burbs, It's about $4.09.
Yeah, and it's going up because the price of oil just went up to $90 a barrel. So it takes a week or two for those higher oil prices to translate into higher prices at the gas pump. So you're going to be looking at $4.50 a gallon around the Chicago area. It was about $2.49 a gallon when Trump left. My point is that this war on American energy has had an extraordinarily negative effect the prices that people are paying for their utilities and for their. But no, don't look at that. Look at core inflation. Look at the price of everything except oil and gas and food. I mean, Dan, does that make any sense?
No, but it's fun with numbers, which the government is great at. I mean, it's lies, damn lies, and statistics. 3.7 versus 3.6, and they're blaming it on as you just mentioned, gasoline prices spiking. But the war on energy continues. One of its victims, Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm, who was almost arrested the other day as she's doing a little jaunt in her EV to show the wonders of the EVs. They're hunting around for a charging station. They can't find one, and it almost ends in the Energy Secretary getting arrested. I love it.
Yeah. So what happened? I mean, you talk about terrible advanced planning. Geez, thank God these people weren't the people who planned D-Day, right?
Right.
So they're going to do this big promotion on electric vehicles. How wonderful it is! You can just pull up your car, and so she's driving around town. She's got all the media. Guess what? She's low on the charge on her battery, so now she has to find a charging station. And so I don't know the exact facts, but apparently what they did was, they knew of a charging station, down the street. So they told one of her advanced people to pull their regular car, the gas car, into the electric vehicle spot to save the spot for her. Well, anybody with an electric vehicle knows you get pretty pissed off when somebody uses one of those spaces, for a parking space, not to charge their car. And so apparently when she got there, people were, pretty pissed off that everybody had to wait in line to get their charge so the energy secretary could get the charge in her car, because she's important.
Of course.
She's so important. She should go ahead of everybody else.
Yes.
That's the whole attitude of Washington, by the way. Everybody else get back in line because the energy secretary.
Clear the roads. Exactly. Perfect.
Grand home here.
Yeah. Exactly. No, I love it. It works on so many levels. It's a wonderful ruling class story.
I missed that one, so thank you for bringing it to my
Oh,
attention.
yeah,
Did anybody
it's a
get
great one.
arrested?
No.
Well,
Yeah.
but
No.
you know what? The media tried
Lucky
to
they
cover
didn't get
it up,
killed.
this story. So you have to go to the alternative media, like the Committee to Unleash Prosperity hotline, to get these stories. But
Yes.
it was so hilarious to watch, and it was just. I mean, here's the thing: it's like the Keystone Cops with these people. I mean, they just can't seem to get anything right, and so their whole. The whole mission of saying, "Oh, look at how easy it is to use electric vehicles. Why are people resisting?" They can't get a place to charge the car.
Well, I mean, it's tough to keep these giant frauds going without having a few hiccups here and there. So well, on a bit of good.
The other one on the energy front that I just wanted to mention, if I may, Dan, is that so just as the gas prices are going up and up and up and up and up, and the oil price, keeps, because it was $60 a barrel when Trump left, and now it's $90 a barrel, and so just as these prices are spiking, talk about bad timing. Biden goes out to Alaska and says, "By the way, I'm taking 2 million acres of prime oil and gas lands off of development." So you can't use it for drilling. I mean, really great timing. And then the week before that, I mean, again, folks, I'm not making this up. Then he says he's got a new energy strategy. You know where we're going to get our oil from, Dan and Amy? Venezuela.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, our
boy.
friends in Venezuela. Those.
Yeah, we're
You
so
know why?
close.
Because Maduro, here's the thing, Maduro has agreed to have honest and open elections. Because he told Joe Biden we're going to have honest and open elections. It's like, that's less likely than Chicago having honest elections.
Some other news here, too. Bad news for Bolivia. I mean, if we decide to exploit the resources that we have properly, but 20 to 40 million tons of lithium metal lie within a volcanic crater formed around 16 million years ago along the Nevada-Oregon border.
Yeah, big story.
That's
Yeah.
good news for us if we want to use our natural resources.
Yeah,
Maybe we should just
exactly.
continue importing from Bolivia.
No, I guarantee you that they're not going to. So Biden has not just declared war on American energy, he's also declared war on American mining. So we're not allowed to mine anything in the United States, even though in the mountains of Colorado and Montana and the Dakotas and even in California, we have more probably mineral resources than any other country in the world, but we can't mine for them because it makes much more sense to get our lithium from China rather than getting it from Nevada.
Yes, right. I mean, and this amid all the, we need to build our own semiconductor plants. Intel does in Ohio, so that we're not overly dependent on Taiwan. And for for the development of pharma drugs, we need to onshore them and the precious metals. But yet, then when we make these discoveries, or you see people really hurting. Americans really hurting. Remember them. There's no political will to do anything because it doesn't comport with what Joe Biden said in Hanoi just this week, which was what? That the only threat to civilization greater than nuclear war is climate change.
It's climate change. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's absolutely for sure. And look, I want to mention one other one that just I find really infuriating because sometimes people say, "Oh, you're just for the private companies and blah blah blah." So, can you guys explain to me, Amy? This one's for you because you're a mom. So, the United States government just bought 20 million doses of this new Moderna. I think it's mostly Moderna child vaccine for COVID.
Yeah, and they're telling us 6 months and older should get this booster
It's
shot.
outrageous. I mean, children do not need to be inoculated from COVID.
Oh, I know. And
Children are
yesterday
not
they
at
came
risk
out
of
and
COVID.
said if your child didn't get the first, round of vaccine and the first round of boosters, I think this is number 5 or 6 now, that I could give my child 3 doses of this new vaccine.
It's so outrageous. And here's the thing, Dan. This is a corporate welfare program.
Mm-hmm.
This is about the federal government giving all of this money. And look, I like our pharmaceutical industry. I love life-saving drugs. I've been a defender of the pharmaceutical industry. I cannot defend this. This is just this incestuous relationship between government and Moderna. Moderna is going to make billions of dollars off of this, and I guarantee you, at least half of those vaccine doses will never be used, and it may be more than that. So what is going on here?
Speaking of healthcare, generally speaking,
Yeah.
this is important. Obamacare, Republicans were going to repeal that, and then John McCain stopped it. Maybe they should revisit that if they're entrusted with power again in 2024. A good piece from John Goodman in the Journal about this. Remember, the Affordable Care Act was going to make good, affordable health insurance available to people with pre-existing conditions. That was the featured selling point.
Right.
Right. People with pre-existing conditions, they can't get coverage, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
It's been the opposite. It's the opposite. Obamacare makes health insurance as good as possible for the healthy and as bad as possible for the sick. Listen to this example from Goodman. Consider a hypothetical middle-aged couple in Dallas earning $70,000 a year. Suppose they have 2 children, both of whom have serious birth defects. Although this family will pay no premium for a Blue Cross bronze plan in the exchange, they'll face a $9,100 deductible for each child, so their out-of-pocket is $18,200 a year. They're making $70,000. It gets worse. Patients with serious diseases often require the care of highly trained specialists who usually work at centers of excellence. But that family in Dallas will discover that their Blue Cross plan isn't accepted at leading cancer providers nearby, including Baylor and the University of Texas. The problem isn't unique to Texas, Goodman goes on. Obamacare plans have very skinny networks in every state. They tend to pay providers Medicaid rates or close to them. As a result, Obamacare looks like Medicaid with a high deductible.
You know what? It is absolutely true. And here's the thing. Obamacare is a really great health insurance plan unless you get sick.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's the truth. They're trying to use every barrier to get it, so the very population of people who, have, serious chronic diseases are the ones, or, diseases at birth are the ones that are not getting the coverage, which is exactly the opposite, of course, what Obamacare was supposed to do. By the way, the
Another
left is
fraud.
running around saying, look at how much money Obamacare is saving. I don't know if you've noticed this. Yeah, you know how it's saving money? It's not providing health care for people.
Yeah, that's a wonderful cost-cutting measure. Steve Moore, economist, Govzilla author. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it.
Okay, guys, have a great week. Take care. Go Cubs.
You too, and thank you. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
It's like a hot, steaming cup of information to start your day. It's Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Tell me why Relief Factor is so successful at lowering or eliminating pain. I'm often asked that question, and the owners of Relief Factor tell me they believe our bodies